Welcome to today's practice. Just a short one for today, a little bit of work on the hips. As always, never work into pain in your yoga practice. If you find something doesn't suit you, come straight out of it. Don't force your body into any positions it really doesn't want to go into. If you've got a couple of blocks or bricks, you might find them helpful if you use them within your practice. Okay, so we're going to start lying down. Lie down on your back, and then just bringing the knees in towards each other and having the feet a little wider than hip width. And then you can rest your hands on your belly, your abdomen, or you can have your arms down alongside you, whichever suits you best. So let the shoulders soften down, lengthen through the neck so that you've got some space there. And then just close your eyes. Take a few moments to settle into the movement of your breath. Just watching the rise and fall of the chest. Rise and fall of the belly. And you want to take a few deeper, longer exhales and just find a sense of A, settling the body down, and B, kind of letting go of that which you don't need right now. So that you come fully into this space in this moment. And if you have sounds around you, so maybe you've got other people in your house, maybe you can hear a telly or some music, maybe you can hear the traffic here at the studio. Just bring it fully into your awareness for a moment so you can allow it to be there. And then just come back to your breath. So we're working with the mindset that the world is as it is right now in this moment. We're not going to try and change it. We're just going to keep our awareness on our bodies and on our breath. And then after your next exhale, just gently start to draw the knees in towards the chest. You can take the hands around the tops of the shins and just have a little rock from side to side. And then just start to circle the knees. You take them in one direction first, and then back in the other direction. And then from there, we'll take our feet back down onto our mat and bring your right foot up onto your left thigh. Now, if this is as far as you want to go, then you just stay there. If it feels appropriate, you can start to draw your left leg in towards you. Soften the shoulders down towards your mat. A couple of breaths. So just starting to warm up, just starting to feel into the outer right hip. Keeping the back fully down on the mat. And if it feels okay as you inhale, extending the left leg up towards the ceiling and pressing out through the ball of the foot, through the sole of the foot. Stay connected to your breath. Just take one more. Take your left foot back down onto your mat. And keeping the legs as they are, I'm just going to drop them over to the left-hand side. Now you can extend your arms out to the side, turn your gaze, look out over your right shoulder. rotation through into the spine now. And then inhale, come back through to centre, and we'll bring the legs back through to centre. So we'll take the right foot back down onto the mat and do the other side, left foot to right thigh. Again, you have the option to stay there, or you can start to draw the right leg in towards you, hands around the back of the thigh. Just paying attention, noticing which side you're a little tighter. This is definitely my tighter side. Keep your shoulders and your face soft. Keep that length in the back of the neck. You can extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, press out through the sole of the foot. Bring your right foot back down onto your mat and drop your legs this time over to the right. Extend out the left arm, turn the gaze to the left. Taking one more breath. And then as you inhale, bringing the head back through to centre, bring the legs back through to centre, and hook that left leg. Both knees back in towards the chest. Little rock from side to side. And then we're going to bring ourselves up through to seated and come over onto all fours. So just grabbing some padding underneath the knees if you need it, finding a little bit of space between your fingers, and then start to circle the right knee. You make these the circles nice and big, we'll take in both directions. Finding some movement through the hip. And then bring the knee back down onto the mat and we'll do the other side. So inhaling, starting to circle through the left hip. And again, take this in both directions. And then from there, bringing your left knee back down onto your mat. Walk your hands a little bit further out in front of you, tuck your toes, and find your first downwards facing dog. Couple of breaths here. If you want to pad out your feet, find a little bit of movement for this first one, you can. Give the head a little bit of a shake. And then from there, as you inhale, take your feet a little bit wider than hip width and come up onto the balls of your feet. As you exhale, drop your heels over to the right. Keep your hips reaching up and back behind you, and maybe just see if you can walk your left fingers a little further out in front. So just finding a stretch through the side body. Bring the left hand back down. Inhale, through back up onto the balls of the feet, and then we'll drop the heels over to the left. Again, the hips reach up and back, and maybe the right hand reaches out a little further in front. Inhale back through to centre, and then bring your feet back to hips width apart. Take one more breath here. And then as you inhale, sweep your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, round your spine, bring the knee through, try and touch the nose. If this feels a bit strong, you can come down onto your hands and knees and do exactly the same thing there. So inhale, right leg sweeps up behind you, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to extend, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to extend, exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale to extend, exhale, knee over to the left elbow. Inhale to extend, and then bring your right foot back down onto your mat. So we'll do the other side. Same thing, stay on all fours if you prefer. Inhale, left leg sweeps up, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to extend, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to extend, knee to nose. Inhale to extend, exhale knee over to left elbow. Inhale to extend, exhale over to right elbow. Inhale to extend, and then as you exhale, bring your left foot back down onto your mat. Connect to your breath. And then from there, as you inhale, start to walk your feet in towards your hands. So feet hip width apart, find a halfway lift once you're there, and as you exhale, fold in. Now bend the knees as much as you need to. So if you're tight in the back of the legs, then nice bend in the knees. Try and keep the back flat and the shoulders rolling away from the ears. If you can straighten the legs, you can work on doing that. Couple more breaths. And then from there, take your hands to your waist, soften your knees, and as you inhale, come all the way through to upright. Okay, bring your feet together. As you exhale, bend your knees, sink the hips, and sweep the arms up alongside the ears for Utkatasana. Weight is in your heels, just see if you can pick your toes up, find a little bit of space between them. And then take the toes back down and bring the hands in towards the heart centre. It's going to find a twist. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. If that feels too strong, you can just take your left hand to the right thigh, your right hand to the waist, and work there instead. Try and keep the hips square so that your knees stay level. And then as you inhale, come back through to centre, and as you exhale, other side. Right elbow to left thigh, or again, right hand to the thigh. You can look up and beyond your left elbow if you've got your balance, but if you're wobbly, keep looking down. Take one more breath. And then inhale, back through Utkatasana. And as you exhale, straighten your legs, hands through to the heart. Just check in with your breathing. And then from there, as you inhale, step out to the left on your mats. So feet are parallel, hands to the waist. Bend the knees if you need to, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold forwards here. So we can take the hands down and hold on to the shins, or if you can reach, hook your big toes, hook your big toes. Find a halfway lift, and as you exhale, fold down. So again, tight hamstrings, or if you've got any back issues, a little bit of a bend in the knees. Lengthen through your spine. Take one more breath. And then inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, soften the knees, hands to the waist. Inhale to come all the way up. Turn your right foot to face the front edge of your mat and find your Virabhadrasana 2. So grounding through the feet. Strong in the legs. Soft in the shoulders. And then from here, Parsvakonasana. So you could just take your right forearm to your thigh. If you've got a brick, you could use that. Or bring your right hand to the inside of your right leg this time. Spin open through the left shoulder. And then maybe you can take that left hand behind you and tuck it into the top of the right thigh. Reach out through the crown of the head. And then inhale, come back up through your Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten your right leg, parallel your feet other side. Left foot out towards the back edge of your mat. Lengthen as you inhale, and as you exhale, bending your left knee. So your left knee is tracking out over your toes. Your shoulders are soft. Stiram Sukham, balance between effort and ease. So we're not rigid. We'll take one more breath. And then either left forearm to the thigh or hand to the floor. Again, you can use a block or a brick. So just for a moment, reach your right arm out over your ear, spin open through the shoulder. And then we'll take that right hand behind us, and maybe it just goes to your lower back, maybe it tucks into the top of your left thigh. So the chest opens towards the ceiling. If it doesn't feel good to look up, you can always look forwards or down. We'll take one more breath. And then inhale, back up through your Virabhadrasana 2, and we'll straighten the left leg. Turn the feet in, bring the hands to the waist. And then we're going to alter it so that your heels are in and your toes are out, coming through into your goddess pose. So hands through to the heart centre, and you might just find a little bit of movement here from side to side. And then just settle in, soft shoulders. And then from there, we're going to release the hands down onto the thighs. Try not to disappear into your shoulders. And drop your right shoulder forwards, take your left shoulder back. So a little bit of twist in the spine. Inhale, come back through to centre, other side. Inhale, bring it back through to centre, hands back through to the heart, and then from there we'll straighten the legs. So paralleling the feet again, and clasping the hands behind you. So you've got the fingers intertwined. You can have the palms together or apart, your choice. Lift up through the heart space as you inhale, and as you exhale, fold forwards. So I like to find a little bit of movement through the arms. It helps me open my shoulders a bit more. Keep the knees soft if you need to, if that feels better for you. Lengthen the crown of the head down. Just taking one more breath. Okay, soften the knees, and as you inhale, come all the way back through to upright. Release your hands, step your feet together at the front edge of your mats. So bring the hands through to the heart centre. We're going to start to soften the knees. So once you've got a bend in the knees, if it feels okay, right foot onto left thigh. Just come down to your own degree, and we can find a twist here by taking the right elbow to the sole of the right foot. Take one more breath. Inhale to come out of the twist, and then as you exhale, straightening the left leg. Bit of a wobble there. Okay, let's do the other side. Hands through to the heart centre, starting to bend the right knee, left foot onto the right thigh. Again, you just bend the knee as much as is comfortable for you. And then if you want to find the twist, left elbow to the sole of the left foot. Let's take one more breath. Inhale it back through to centre. As you exhale, straighten the right leg. The left foot comes down onto your mat. Okay, from there, inhale, take your arms up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, and step the right foot back down behind you, and bring your right knee down onto the mat, so you come through into a lunge. Couple of breaths here. You can use those bricks if you wish, if you find you're sort of really reaching to find the floor. Take one more breath. And take your hips back. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. Fold forwards over your left leg. Keep the spine nice and long, some space in the chest. And then inhale, come back through to forward, so your knee is back over your ankle, hands down to the floor, tuck your right toes and sweep your left leg back up behind you. Now we're going to come through into Pigeon Pose, but if you find it's not comfortable, then we'll come back to Eye of the Needle, the pose that we did at the start of the class. So Pigeon, you're going to bring your left leg forward, your left knee behind your left wrist, and extend your right leg out behind you. If you find your left hip is lifted away from the mat, pop a block or a brick underneath it. Square off the hips as much as you can do. A couple of breaths here, soft through the shoulders, reach up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, folding forwards here. So if Pigeon's not working for you, it's going to be left foot on right thigh and drawing that right leg in towards you, back through to your Eye of the Needle. Keep the spine nice and long, keep connected to your breath. We'll just take one more. And then as you inhale, coming back up onto your hands, we're going to find that twist again. So we're going to walk the hands over towards the right hand side. I'm going to spin around to face this way. Show you. So your hand's going to walk over to the right, and maybe that's where you stay. Again, keep the spine nice and long. If you can drop down onto your left forearm, you can work there. If you can come down onto your left shoulder, then you can work there. But try not to roll over onto that left hip, so it's right hip still drawing forwards. If at any point this doesn't feel good for you, come straight out of the pose. Just take one more breath. And then release your hands, come back through to centre. Let me reach back to where I was. So you come back through to upright hands down, tuck your toes, step it back, down as facing dog. And then as you inhale, we'll step the right foot forward between the hands, drop down onto your left knee. So again, few breaths here. Drawing the hips forwards, reaching the heart forwards, reaching up through the crown of the head. You can use those bricks if you need them. One more breath. Make sure your right knee is stacked over your ankle here. And then as you exhale, take it back. You're going to find that forward bend over your right leg. You can always keep the right knee bent if you need to, soften through the shoulders. And then from there, come forwards again with the hips, tuck your left toes, sweep your right foot back behind you, and we'll come through to Pigeon on the other side. So again, if you want to take Eye of the Needle, lie yourself down on your back. Right knee over towards the right wrist, left leg lengthens out behind you. Check that it's parallel to the edge of your mat and not kind of off to a diagonal somewhere. Pop something underneath your right hip if you need it, and have a couple of breaths here upright. Staying connected to your breath, and then as you exhale, just gently fold it forwards. Let's take one more breath. And then as you inhale, back up onto your hands and walk your hands over to your left hand side. So again, if that's as far as you want to go, that's where you stay. If you can drop down onto your right forearm, then you can work there. If you can come down onto your right shoulder, then you can work there. Try and keep that left hip point drawing down. Fix your gaze on one spot. Stay with the breath. Direct your breath to the place you feel the stretch, or the places you feel the stretch if there's more than one. And then we'll bring the hands down. Come back through to centre. So tuck your left toes and step back into your downwards facing dog. Just paddle out the feet a little bit. Stretching the back of the legs. And then inhale, ripple your spine forwards through to plank. So if you want to drop your knees down onto the mat first, do. Otherwise, just roll forwards, let the elbows bend behind you and lower yourself all the way down. So hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, coming up for Cobra. So keeping your pelvis, your pubic bone down on the mat. Reach up through the crown of the head. It's almost like you're lifting from the back of the heart. Couple more breaths. If you need to come out sooner, then please do. And then as you exhale, slowly come back down onto your mat. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands and just find a little bit of a rock of the hips from side to side. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, and as you inhale, we'll find our way into child's pose. So you can have knees together or slightly apart, your choice. Forehead down onto your mat, or a block or a brick, or your fists if you need some support. Take one more breath here. And then as you inhale, coming back through to upright. And then we're going to lie ourselves back down on our mats for a brief Shavasana. So if you have time, it doesn't have to be brief, you can stay as long as you wish. You want to make it at least 2 or 3 minutes. To balance out your practice. So getting yourself comfortable. Put some nice music on, you can get a blanket, pillow. Once you're comfortable, closing your eyes. Back to your breath. And again, take a couple of longer exhales. Breathing out the effort of your practice. Stresses and strains of your day. And allow yourself to melt down into your mat. Softening all your muscles. this is where I leave you. Namaste.